Hey, what's up? Super excited today, man. I put over the weekend, I got the dirt in the tank, I got the gravel in the tank, I did the scaping, I actually like it, and I got plants. I went plant hunting over the weekend, had a blast. So I want to show you what I got going on here. So, first off, it's yellow as piss, man. It looks like somebody pissed in my fish tank, but that's because of the Mopani. Love the wood. I don't have to weight it down. I don't have to soak it, but guess what? It sucks. It puts tannins in the wood for months. Well, I'll live with it. Whatever. It looks fucking awesome. Alright, so check this out. Inch of dirt, gravel cap. I was real happy. I didn't have to use sand. I really wasn't looking forward to it, but I could never find a gravel that would have went well with a white rock. Then I went to Petco. And normally I wouldn't buy gravel from a pet store, but they had this shit called nutmeg, and it's a really light brown and white mix, and it just, as far as I'm concerned, it goes perfect. But you know what? The plants are going to cover it up anytime. So, in any time, they'll be covering that shit up. So, it's cool either way. I think it looks good. What a couple of pieces of driftwood. So, I had this big piece in the center for a long time. I actually used it in my gecko tanks for a long time. Then I took it out and had it sitting around for months. It's a really sweet piece. It looks like a big stump. And I put it in there, and I had another piece in there. Then when I was at Petco, I saw they had some more Mopani. Sometimes it's hard to find these dark pieces where I am. I don't know why. Usually they're the two-tone pieces. But I grabbed these two pieces, and man, it turned out like I could put them together, and you almost think this is one piece of wood. It's actually three pieces of wood. So I think it's looking great. I threw some Java moss in there. I still got to secure it to different spots on the tank, but I wanted to get it in there and let it start sucking up some of that ammonia and shit like that. So I put a bunch of plants in yesterday and actually even today. So like I said, I went hunting over the weekend, and I don't have to go too far to hunt. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's my plant growth area right out there. Nice big pond that I got in my neighborhood, right on my backyard. I go straight down there to that little bank, and I've got a shitload of plants. That's moneywort that's grown out there in huge clumps, and it's all stringy as shit because it's growing wild, but you can get it in a tank and it'll bush right up in a couple of months. But you know what? It's fucking free. The only thing you got to worry about is snails and shit like that. I brought some in the first time, and it had a shitload of pond snails in it, and I still got them in my other tank. I'll show you later. But man, I saw this one plant growing, and I didn't know what the fuck it was, but it looked nice as hell. And I think it's longleaf ludwigia. I'm almost sure, but you guys look at this and you tell me if you think otherwise. There's some of the ones that were emergent. It was growing emergent, floating, which is, it will do. And look at the red on some of those leaves. I mean, even through the yellow water, you can see how red they are. And some of the greener leaves from some of the submerged stuff. So I planted it. Stuff's growing great. It was all flopped over before. It is growing emergent straight up out of the tank, heading for the light. So I'm real excited about it. I'm not sure if it's longleaf ludwigia or not, but you know what? It looks great. Some of the other one is bushing out. It's growing multiple stalks. So I have a lot of faith that this plant's going to clean up and look really, really nice. It's a little beat up looking from being out in the wild, but some of the leaves are kind of chewed up, but overall it's really, really good. So a little experiment there. I think I'm gonna leave that in the open end of the tank. The other thing I'm kind of trying, really, really strange, I've never seen it in the aquarium community from all the research I've been doing recently, but it's called alligator weed. Another native here, down here in Florida. It grows as an emergent floater. You can see right here, it's sprouting some more leaves over here, another set over here, and this, which was pointing down, is now pointing up. As of yesterday, it was pointing down. So it grows really quick from what I understand. And the stalks are really thick, segmented stalks with the roots hanging down, and they're hollow. They're really cool. I don't know if you can tell from there because that was probably closed off, but it's actually got a hollow stem. So it's kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. And worst case scenario, I'll just pull it out. Today I also put in some duckweed. Again, got this from back too. This is little duckweed. I forget the specific species name, but really good. Threw some in there to see how that does. I think it's about all I'm going to do for floaters is primarily just duckweed. If I can get my hands on some red root floaters, I was thinking about doing those because I kind of like the color up top. But overall, shit's coming out pretty sweet. I'm really happy with it. Now I got to start ordering the plants that I really, really want. You know, I'm going to give a shout out to Dustin at Fish Tank TV and what is it, aquascape.ning.com, because you guys have been pretty helpful in telling me what to do and giving me pointers, shit like that. So thanks a lot to everybody on the site for helping out. Hopefully maybe even Dustin will have some of the plants I'm looking for. I'll find out. So some of my other shit that I got, in case you're ever curious, this is what got me into it. I've got 3 different vivariums going on. So I was mostly into terrestrial plants for a while, bromeliads, stuff like that. I've got a crested gecko in this tank, and then I've got a paludarium in the middle. And this was my first paludarium. I spent more time with the terrestrial plants because I was more comfortable with that. Then I've also got some Java moss growing terrestrially, or emergent, whatever you want to decide it to be, on the waterfall itself, with it trickling down the water and then into my fish, right? Say hello to my fish. It's too much glare, can't see shit, but they're there. Just got a molly, a couple of corridors, and recent inclusion is that really, really nice fire red beta. Story behind that, man. They were giving these things away at one of my daughter's friends' birthday parties. I couldn't stand it, man. I was like, damn, half these fish are gonna die, if not more. So I was really pissed off, but I was happy. I picked the prettiest looking one I could find, try to save her. But this is the tank that also has a shitload of pond snails. And I scoop them out every once in a while, and I'm hoping the beta is going to eat some of them. But that was sort of the first time I really collected wild plants, and I don't think I was too careful about cleaning them up. So, you know, it is what it is. At least they're doing a job. They're not eating the plants. They're well fed. So I don't really mind snails. I guess some people have an aversion to them, but I don't really mind them. I think they're just part of nature. So it's, as long as they don't look like crap on the glass like they do here, I got to clean them off. They're all right in my book. And this is my other vivarium that I have here. So these are built with automated misting systems, so the plants get watered automatically 3 times a week. Plus I've got a fogger that comes in and sets a little moisture for the humidity. Got a lot of nice plants growing in there, but actually this plant, I read somewhere, this pink nerve plant will actually grow as a floater in an aquarium. I may actually try that with a clipping, see how it does, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But so that's my shit. That's, you know, the paludarium is what got me into the aquarium to begin with. I enjoyed the water end of it so much that I really liked it. That tank actually has a pure dirt bottom, no gravel cap or anything like that. So one thing I learned is light in an aquarium, yeah, you need it. So I don't have a lot of light getting down there, so I don't have a lot of rooted plant growth. But the water, just every 2 weeks I got to change it, and it's always like a light tea brown because of the dirt. And I don't know if it'll ever go away. I don't care if it ever does either, but because the fish don't seem to mind, and I think it looks pretty cool. So the whole thing together is supposed to look like a little slice of nature right there, including the water. So, you know, it's fun stuff. All right. Well, thanks again. You know, I'm going to start doing some more water changes this weekend. I'll change out the water again, and you know, over the next couple of months, I'm sure it'll get clearer. But having fun. All right. Thanks.